Hey everybody, Asher here with Darkest Dungeon 1.0. Very excited. It's been a long ride, but here we are, and just for proof, look what is available here. We actually have the Darkest Dungeon. Well, okay, we have to take care of some other things, but we do actually have a mission that is kind of available right now, but you have to be level 6, so it's going to kill all of us. Still, very exciting that we are there. However, like I said in previous videos, and if you want to check out the prior playlist, I have that in the description for this video. Pretty much, this is a continuation run I was doing in beta. We're still pretty early on, but I think the best thing to do is just kind of to dive in on this. I'm going to be trying to get a few videos. I'm going to be trying to get a few streams for Darkest Dungeon up and running too. But the number one thing here is just that we are going to go ahead and let's just embark. This is our town. This is our group. We've defeated, if I want to double check and just make sure here, the Wizened Hag, and that's it at this point. So we're pretty early on. I have a few people who are level 3, so they're not going to be able to embark here. But today I want to go to the Cove. I haven't done the Cove nearly as much lately. I could take on the Swine Prince or Scout, but I just kind of want to peek my way into the excuse me, the world of Darkest Dungeon 1.0. So who are we going to take here? I think Percy is possibly a good idea to take just as a frontliner. So we can take Percy, we can take Cove as well, which means that we do have some frontline here. Lepers, a lot of people say, are kind of the worst class in the game, but it's still a good class nonetheless. We're going to save Soothing Vapors for one more boss fight, but that does mean I need to bring Resent, which, by the way, if you do want to be part of the Death Squad, by all means, feel free to suggest yourself. And who can we put as a final ranged person? I could potentially bring somebody here. I mean, if I bring Bad Yu, which I gotta upgrade him, it may be better to take Yumaz this time. He does have Vampiric Spirits, which is a little tough. Yeah, I think Yumaz might be good here. So if we bring him, move you around, because she can attack from the second level just fine. And we do have a name for this party, which is Ghostbusters. Do. Let's go to the Cove. Now you're going to see that there may not be as many edits in this video. Here's maybe some of the other one. That's just partially because of how I'm having to record today. They will be back here, but you'd notice already they've dropped down the amount of food you can get right away. We are going to be getting a lot of shovels. But let's see here. We're going to the Cove. We want some bandages. We want some medicinal herbs. We want a key. We're doing no torches because that's what this run's all about. We actually have 4 medicinal herbs because one of the things they added in 1.0 was people taking default provisions, no longer just the Houndmaster bringing that. But I think this is all right. It is just a short mission. Like I said, we're going to keep it a little short and sweet for this one just to kind of get a taste. Plus, the Cove is a place I've always struggled with just a little bit, but maybe we can get some valuable experience. Let's embark! And this is the part that I usually edit out here, but for the sake of how I'm having to record, at least for today, we'll keep this up here, so hopefully my voice doesn't get too cut off between these. I apologize if it does. In future videos, some of this little extraneous stuff will get moved around or back and forth, but hopefully the volume is okay. Hopefully you can hear the narrator. I'll check that in just a second.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
Almost unbearable. So we're just scouting, exploring 90% of the rooms, and this is a bad layout for this. So we're going to have to, we can double back here, okay. We're going to have to double back a few times. But what am I doing right away? We're going torchless, so, hard to see. And yeah, dark is their ally, crates empty. But like I said, I do have some good belief for this team, but because we are playing in the darkness of the Darkest Dungeon, we are going to be getting high stress, better loot, but some definite issues here, starting with getting surprised more often, which is actually kind of bad. Let's see here. Percy, who I didn't actually upgrade any of her gear. We'll see how this goes. This could be a not very good start to a mission here, especially because we're getting surprised. At least Cove stayed in the front. And he's got a good bleed going on, so we can harvest these two. Now, these guys do have some bleed resist. It may be better. I don't want a Dirk Stab all the way up. I could actually move him back 3, but that'll put my That'll put my Vestal up, and she won't be able to use her ability. So for those of you who may be unfamiliar with Darkest Dungeon, maybe stumbling into this for the first time, this is a little bit of a dive into how this game works. I'm just going over back. I don't have anything that really needs to be done just yet. But everyone has 4 skills. You can adjust them, not on the fly, but you can unlock additional skills. Some characters are better in the front line, but pretty much you take on what's in the front versus what's on the back. Do I risk keeping him alive for 2 turns? I think I do. It's a sucky miss, but you guys are kind of bad at hitting things. Alright, so Adrenaline Rush. Oh, we don't need to do that yet. I could just try and take him out. With the bleed damage there, he shouldn't create a corpse, but he does anyway, so too bad. Alright, Slice Off, Harvest. Let's move you back 1. We should be fairly in order here. So Spearfishing is tough in the back. I think that actually could pull her up. Nope, just blood. Blood everywhere. So Wild Hack, Yelp. If it bleeds, which is, once again, these guys are a little bit bleed resistant. I actually don't have a great way to hit the back line with this group. A little bit of a problem, especially if you're going to push my guy up here. Alright, well, we'll make it work. Alright. It's probably better just to do it like this. A little bit of a heal. So, just the combat for this game. It's turn-based. You have a lot of icons. It's one of those things that it's better if you watch it and then you'll kind of figure it out. We have 1 corpse that's gone. And then I can go ahead and harvest. We want to get the Acolyte as much as possible. Hopefully get bleeds on both. Nope, just 1. He has higher bleed resistance. You can see that down there at the bottom. You can see some skills that he has too. I don't mind if you pull him up, except it's going to be irritating for my Leper, who actually probably could use a heal. Said this is supposed to be a short mission. It's not supposed to be something where I nearly die at the very beginning, but we do have to explore 90% of the rooms, and Yuma's, oh hell, yes you do need a healer. Alright. Barbaric Yelp, which can stun. Actually may be a really good idea here. That's going to debuff her for 3 rounds. Alright, you can't even do anything there. Alright, hopefully we can take out the Acolyte here. You're just going to push him all the way back. Okay, well, good resistance, finally. Okay. Heal here! Look, it's all, everything is going according to plan. We're already in the front anyway, so just get a stab on the back. Those little ones are always the worst. Alright, finally we can hit you. We can try and heal, which is not great. Purge to clear the corpses. Can stress heal. Let's just whack on you. Oh, or miss. Just every time a miss. We have if it bleeds again, which will miss as well. So that's very exciting. Alright. So we'll see if we can take you out in the front. Thank you, Yumaz, for making yourself very useful. Hopefully you don't die to the ceiling slash. Oh good, here's another part of the game that we get to talk about. Death's Door, which if you haven't paid attention to this game very much, has changed significantly since the alpha. There's a bunch of debuffs that you get now until the end of the entire quest. That means it is not cleared by camping. So, Yumaz is going to have some issues. Hopefully you don't die, though. I mean, that would always suck. I can just take him off of Death's Door right now by having him eat something. Alright, so who's gonna use the key here? Family Crest, Hidden Compartment, lots of little things. Now you may see some other people playing this game who have a lot of progression here, but part of the fun for me is just playing Pitch is Black. That's a high risk, high reward. You will possibly lose people. I have lost some viewers here. Yumaz is a viewer who elected for whatever reason to be named in this group, and he has done some good things for me before. So map, useful scout. Now we're gonna have to go everywhere no matter what, so we know there's a fight there. Alright, so we don't know about a fight here. We know there's at least 1 fight in the hallway. Alright, somehow we don't have the rest of this hallway scouted though, which is really bizarre. Alright. Alright, so we have some little curios here. Now we do have Umaz, who does have, let's see here, some things that are pretty bad. Let me see if I can get him cured here. So it's an eerie coral. I didn't actually bring any holy water, did I? Well, shit. Alright, well, let's look at it anyway. Abrasive and unnerving, and he gets even more stress. That's part of the fun of this game. It's like, you know the things that you're actually supposed to bring. Yeah, like holy water is good. Yeah, why bring it? Alright, so SAT contents. Now we have enough things where we can run away if it comes down to it. And I have a terrible time getting things accomplished in the Cove. It's just been kind of the bane of my existence for since its release. So we'll hope that this fight isn't so bad. It's pretty bad, if only because this Fusilier is probably going to go first and probably put some... Oh, 1 damage. Very lucky. Alright, so we do have some dodge debuffs. We could do Harvest or Slice Off. I prefer the single target. He does have less damage. Should not affect his bleed ability, though. So we could Yelp. We can just Wild Hack. Good. Now, Corpses used to persist, but since we have to heal you for 3, you are level 1 Vestal, so there's not a ton we can do about that. Let's see if we can actually take out the Fusilier. That's good. Petals must fall, I guess. Okay. Finally a good break in this combat. Alright, let's see here. Now, one thing I don't make enough use of is these buffs that people can give. See, like, you do have a few turns with that. You may want to start doing some AoE healing because Umaz doesn't have a ton of health. Wow, Percy, come on now. There we go, Koval, making it happen. As we get even more treasure. Now, the idea here is that I can abandon this quest at any time. So it may behoove me to do that if I can't make it through the 90% of rooms, which would be a little bit embarrassing, but not totally unheard of. Okay, so there is a fight here, which I can skip if I want to. I actually don't have a means to camp. I'm going to have at least 2 fights anyway. But we can skip this fight by going over here and finishing the quest. 90% of rooms, there's... Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they round up and see fights will pop up here in the middle right now. This is actually a pretty terrible fight. I don't like Mr. Grouper in the back here. These guys are all pretty bleed resistant too. Let's buff it up. See if I make this a little better. Hopefully Koval doesn't get stunned. Good. Hopefully my Vestal doesn't get critted. Okay. And hopefully, well, Umaz, hopefully you just don't die. Alright, so quick stun there. Now when you get stunned, things happen almost. Alright, we're going to do a party heal for 2. That was good. Some people say you only want to do single target heals, but I'm always a fan of, what's your 68% chance to hit versus 68. So maybe we can take him out. There we go. Wow. Koval with the clutch hit there. And when you're stunned, you do skip a turn. You've already seen that a little bit. My Vestal is getting single target focused. Good job, Resent, I guess. Now, I can use his ability to clear corpses. I kind of hate that we didn't get to do that first. I'm going to single target my healer because you are of higher priority than our friend over here, Umaz. I'm sorry. Jesters are really good, but healers can be hard to find. Alright. Let's just try and Doug Stab for the win. Okay, so when he gets an action there, that's when bleed damage is taken. Not much to do here. Other than just wait for him to be able to go. Oh good, we actually get a party heal off too. Crit heal for 2. Cool. And... Really? Well, let's stress heal a little bit then. I don't need to clear the corpses because this bleed is going to kill the PLG grouper. And we get even more gold. We actually get a shovel as well. It's a little surprised that shovel is not what I'm getting to use. And let's actually fix our lineup before we keep going. Now you can heal between fights by eating food, but I have a feeling we're going to get a hunger check by the time we get to this room if we don't get a fight somewhere in between. So, yeah, this is Darkest Dungeon. It is a random dungeon crawler. It's already hard enough as is, but I like playing Pitch is Black because, well, why not make what's hard even harder or harsher? You know? Always that little extra layer of challenge. Because you could figure out things pretty soon. Who's our best trap person? 40%, but you're close to death. 20%. 30%, and I know Koval's not our trap person. Alright, Umaz, make it happen. Disarmed, good. And he healed a little bit of stress, which is really nice. And he immediately got some back because it's pitch black. And you get some stress anyway. Okay, I should have brought some holy water here because you can use that to cure maladies. And I failed. Alright. But yeah, you can there's all kinds of sort of nuances and layers here, but what I see right now is that we are in some pretty significant trouble. I've got to get a good first round. This is pretty lucky to start with. My team's pretty slow, and I don't have a lot of means of hitting the back line. So we buff, get that initiative going, and let's see here. Can I do if it bleeds, or should I do... I could yelp. Let's go for the bleed damage. We don't... Like I said, it's unfortunate that we don't have too much backline damage, but at least we have Koval who can clear corpses. Alright. And I could be using Divine Light. Technically, it doesn't break the rules, but it does give me some torchlight, so it takes off black as pitch as a buff here. We have enough bandages, or we can just get rid of that now. Who's the bigger threat? I think the Brawler. There we go! Nice. One down. How much health do you have? So she's gonna die eventually. That is a girl, by the way. Not all the bad guys are male in this. So you are really stressed out. And you're already here, so let's just do this. Stress wave for everyone. I think... oh, not for everyone. So we are at 100%, which means your resolve is tested. And he's paranoid now. Now, lots of different bad things can happen regardless. But this will be stuck on him for the rest of the time unless I just heal him. Now, is it better for me to do Dazzling Light here? It could potentially stun. He has a low stun resist. I think we need to save ourselves a little bit. So that does not make it quite as dark of a Darkest Dungeon. But we'll be okay. Alright, let's just choppity chop. We didn't even need to do that. We could have gone for the heal. See if we can bleed out again. Once again, we don't have a lot of ways to hit the back line unless we can clear some corpses. So that's a little unfortunate. Let's just move it back. So stress wave now on you. So Percy, once again, some of these people do not have names and are still available for this run after all this time. What time like the 1.0 release to join up with the Death March. I don't know why I did that. That was just kind of a waste regardless. So Purge. I thought Purge would clear all the corpses. There we go. There we go. Pretty much the corpse clearing abilities are for all the corpses. So buff again. This will last into the next battle possibly. Ceremonial cut. Please miss. That's a bleed. It's not a bleed. Good. Koval coming through at the last second. I haven't used you in a while, but I never doubted you. Not but once or twice. So see, we have a suboptimal team. We have all these maladies that we could be curing if I just brought holy water, and I didn't. And we get to eat. Now, nice thing is that we're forced to eat only 3 food because Koval actually has a bloodthirst ring, which means he doesn't eat, but he also, well, he will heal by eating. Let's just heal up here. Just in the off chance that we run into a fight in the next room. Because this should be the last room of this dungeon. Should be. Alright. 2 food just in case it's not. Whee! Here we go. And there's a big whale. Really? 90% of rooms. Oh, I didn't explore up at the top. That's a little bit of a derp. I meant to go up there. Hopefully we don't get another hunger check. I have had it happen. Especially if we have something here. So I never learned to count, but we're the Ghostbusters, so hopefully this fight doesn't do us in. Oh, good. Drowned Thrall. Oh, and we actually surprised them even though it's pitch is black. It does happen sometimes. Now, part of the fun of the Drowned Thrall is that if you don't kill him soon, he will explode. But the first thing I'm going to try and do is harvest these two guys. They are a bit bleed resistant, but bleed's one of the only consistent ways to do damage. Let's party heal. Party, party, party all the time. And hopefully we can just chop you down. Good. Said if you don't kill the thralls, they will explode, and exploding is bad. We do not like exploding things. So decent here. And dodge the brine. I don't even remember what that does. I'll check the tooltip in just a second, or we'll see it right here. So resisted the ability there. Now these guys have protection of 75, which means that a lot of abilities are not going to hurt them. But bleeds tend to be very effective even if they have some resist here. So see, like if I hit you there, 3 damage, she can do a lot more than 3. Alright, might as well party heal one more time. Because I don't think the bleed... the bleed will kill you. Alright. And we got an item as well, so body fetish.
So clearly
and we're missing some...
or is it merely a trick of the
we
light?
don't need the bandage. Famous last words, we don't need the bandage. Alright, really? Just a loot sack. Okay. I was hoping we'd get to use some shovels in here, but apparently not. So, if we have a fight in here, one more fight, otherwise that's going to be a dungeon in 1.0 complete. So, what did we learn for this today is that it's Darkest Dungeon 1.0, and we're very excited. Let's return to the hamlet once again. We're going to get probably a little bit of a loading screen jump. That's one of the main reasons I try and edit this, but just for timing purposes. I'm putting this video straight up, so pardon the rough edges here.
We will find all manner
Not
of
right here, as I'm getting hit with a bunch of Steam achievements. We still get lucky dice for the Jester, which Jesters love accuracy and dodge. Very important here. That was actually a really good run. Especially considering it was a pretty inexperienced team. I mean, relatively inexperienced. Lots of good stuff. 2 resolve experience, so we got some levels up. Backtracker, no stress penalty when walking backwards. That's good for Cove. Oh, wow. Mankind Hater. Pretty nice. Misses the spot. I don't rely on you for your anything. That's actually a really good set of stuff. Now let's return to town. This is probably where there'll be a slight stutter.
The poor caretaker. I fear his long-standing duties here have affected him.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be it for this one. We'll dive into and talk a little bit about the town setup here next time. But for now, before I forget, Yumaz, who has religious delusions and will only flagellate himself for relief, we need to put him in the abbey, and we need to have him whack himself. So that way we can get you all healing up here. We can... Oh, wow. Okay, so she's not going to do none of that. But yeah, that's Darkest Dungeon, at least at this point. It's a fun game. There's a lot to go into. There's a lot that we're going to be doing in the days and times to come. But at least for now, this is Asher. If you want your name on the death roster or anything like that, by all means, come along for the ride. Feel free to put your thoughts in the comments. We're going to be doing this again as we have a lot of missions left to run. We've even leveled up some into the Cove. We have some bosses to fight. We have some good things to take care of. And we have a long way to go before we get to go to the Darkest Dungeon of the estate. 1.0, very exciting. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.